Ladies and Germans, we are back with some more Steel Division. I know I promised you some more postseason on Tuesday, but Rang, you were good enough to go and correct me. So before I make a bigger ass out of myself, let's just think about instead, this is what? This is the Super Tournament of Doom?
Super League.
The Super League
The
tournament.
Super League by HerrRobert's.
Ah, so HerrRobert's has got himself his own particular thing going on here. And in fact, we're going to be fighting it out on Colleville today, are we not?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so who's actually doing it today?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves Jarl Conrad as Jarl Division. And on the right-hand side, we have bumblebeepotato as the 17th SS Panther Grenadier Division.
We are going to quick start here, which I actually really appreciate. And it looks like, yep, the Germans are going to be very, very aggressive. I felt the Guards Armored at this point is starting to kind of hit me like the 4th Armor did when they first came out. I'm tired of seeing them, man.
Guards Armored is really good. Guards Armored is very, very good division. It's always been pretty damn good. But Bumblebee, he's going to be playing as 17th. He's got the 2-star Stug out and a lot of stormtroopers, which it was a pretty good if you know how to micro about. But Bumblebee, he's 17th. It's a very good defensive division. So maybe he can set up a defensive position and hopefully just grind the old Conrad to hell and back.
Well, I'm not too sure about that, but considering the fact that it looks like he's trying to go around the side here, that Strug in the middle, he's not going to have great line of sight for a lot of areas, but he has a lot of opportunity to rotate from side to side, I would say.
Yeah, and he's got the Pack 40 in the middle too, which is giving some good covering.
Oh no, Bren groups.
Bren groups?
Yes.
Bren groups in my Guards Armored division? What?
Yep.
What? I mean, I went on it last week about, you really should just use motor rifles in my book, but whatever floats your boat. At least for the Bren groups, it's like you're pretty much just getting a really cheap half track.
True. But considering there's a Strug there, and now there's a Pack 40 that's very slowly ambling his way to the front, Starshipper though are going to start kicking it off against these rifles, and shockingly enough, they're actually getting roasted by them.
Yeah, damn. I mean, the rifles do have the 2 submachine guns, which helps. But damn, that's such a great surprise in there.
And I realize this is kind of ridiculous too. Whenever an infantry squad throws a smoke at its feet, I feel it's like a Batman thing. It's like, the Joker can no longer see me. Away, Robin. But yes, neither side really having the better of it in the early break here. Although this Strug is either going to get wrecked when he comes around the corner, or he's going to be a god, and I don't know which way it's going to work.
I think he has a good chance of surviving.
Now he is, because the Humber went away, but I feel like if the Humber stayed right over closer to that intersection, it could have been scary.
In
the meantime, Pack 40, do you even really see anything? You do. Oh, half track to the north. Never mind. I thought it was something delicious to the south, but nope. Nope.
But no, Bumblebee's he's really positioned himself really well early on. The Stug Manson to get into the middle at least. You got 11 armor Cromwell being brought in. Yeah. I mean, the Stug does have veterancy advantage over the Cromwell, but Cromwell has
surprise.
It has kind of armor. It's looking at the AP armor rise. It's actually pretty even, Stevens.
Oh, okay, thank God. Okay, so here we go. Smoke grenades coming down aplenty, and I was thinking to myself, don't make the first armored combat of this just be like, oh look, side shot, one shot, dead.
Yeah. I actually think the Stug has a much better opportunity of killing this Cromwell 7. I mean, he got the Pack gun also supporting him as well, so...
Yeah, but I think the Pack gun's more concerned about shooting that light prey, going after the rabbits as opposed to the deer, if you know what I mean.
But no, it was funny enough, Yo still has map advantage. It's really just shoot having this big chunk of map down south, which was pretty easy to capture, and up north too. Yo was doing pretty damn good in capturing these forest areas.
But there is a mortar coming on, and the stovepipe will pressure them back. Interestingly enough, we also did see a 2-inch mortar coming out on Tuesday, and it's always so interesting for me just to kind of see how each player approaches the deck. Cromwell's going to come around and get a first shot, I think, on this Stug. Yep, Stug is facing the absolute wrong way. He's going to be dead. He's going to be dead. He is so dead. Tracks and wheels damage. There we go. He is so dead.
That was a 1-2 punch. Jeez. That was... He got hook, line, and sinkered by that Humber.
Oh, yeah. Alright, in the meantime, though, what else isn't... Okay, another... Okay, oh no, sorry, excuse me, not a stovepipe, it's a Nebelwerfer. So the ultimate stovepipe.
Oh, damn. That's like... That's pretty damn good. He's got... I hope he has a supply truck being brought up eventually, because the Nebelwerfer is kind of a one-shot pony.
Yeah, but when you're a one-trick horse and you make the trick that good, it's kind of hard to be, you know, hate the entire thing.
You can't go wrong with 150mm rockets. You just can't.
That's fairly fair to say. More dingoes coming on in, so little animals coming in here and there. Half tracks. Actually, Stuart up north is still kind of chilling. And actually, I don't think Jarl's really lost anybody so far yet.
No, he's been playing pretty well. I think he maybe lost like a Rebel Squad or two, or Bren Group. Right? They don't really...
Oh no, he lost a half track, I think.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't really count in terms of big losses. But the knockout Stug was definitely a big play, because that was the main or only armor that Bumblebee can get in A phase. So, if Yo can knock out the Pack 40, which he doesn't have like any artillery or whatnot to deal with it, he could capture his middle area, which would be a pretty big boon.
Well, on the signal, the Nebelwerfers are unleashing hell, so... Yeah.
Not getting really that many hits, yo.
No.
Pretty much as blind fire, I'd say.
Yeah, that was more like July 4th fireworks.
Yeah.
Excuse me, let me explain. On July 4th, the United States declared its independence from... Alright. A horrible joke, I apologize to get back to this. Alright, JU-87 coming to the north, though. He's going to get some kills, I imagine. That's one. Yeah. Does he see the... He sees the Cromwell, and he's not going to get a side... Oh, no, he might get side shot.
He doesn't even really need a side shot, because once you get close enough... Dude, oh.
He couldn't see him, he lost line of sight.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a Crusader AA being brought out immediately, which is... Smart move, because Junker is still going to have some free time to shoot some stuff.
You know, part of me is always insulted when he called it a Junker, but then I realized to a certain extent the thing was so old, yeah, it kind of is a Junker.
It's so old they decided to stick anti-tank guns underneath, because that was the only thing it was kind of useful for. Cromwell goes down.
He's picked up at least 2 kills, and he's forced about, what, 300-ish points to be brought on in and wasted. Not wasted, but invested, I would say, maybe over an AA. Yeah,
it's definitely gonna... That's like, what? That's like 140 points in AA. So, yeah, and honestly, like, Guards Armored AA isn't, great. I mean, you can get some Bofors and Crusaders and some Crusader AA Mark IIs, but it's no Flak 88s, and it's no M15 GMCs, which are 2 fantastic AA pieces for the other 2 countries.
Well, I can't wait to see probably ZSUs for the Russians.
Oh, yeah. No, what's going to be really funny is the Russian, like, truck with just, like, full Maxim guns.
No, that's what a ZSU was back in the 40s.
No, like, it was just, like, full, like, just crappy machine guns, like, Rotor 1 machine guns.
Yeah, that was one of the earliest attempts at a ZSU. That is the early model ZSU.
Oh, ZSU is like...
It's the entire family of anti-aircraft.
Okay, my bad. I was thinking specifically of the ZSU-23. Which is the one you see on the back of technicals these days. It's like a 23mm one. Okay, my bad.
No, not a problem at all. So Panzerbücher 2... Okay, ooh, an SPW 221 Panzerbücher 41 coming on in, and...
Yes.
Then running the other direction.
It was a German Reg. But yeah, that 221, that's it's such a fun little unit because it's got such an odd gun on it. I think it's like a tapered barrel, tapered ball gun. Well, a squeeze gun.
Yeah, really interesting physics behind that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put more velocity behind the shell, just make the shell smaller, but make it smaller as it goes through the barrel, which is a, I don't know, bit bizarre. But same thing for like Lotto John.
I feel like there's a penis joke in there somewhere.
Yes, there's always a penis joke in a Lotto John. It's just very hard to find.
Oh, I see what you did. And I was gonna make the comment that the Panda-Busher kind of looks like, and I think I've used this joke before. He looks like Herbie the Love Bug went postal. He went postal. He's like, you know, I've had enough. I'm no longer. I'm a fighter, not a lover. I'm done. But we're going 30 seconds into phase B, and this is finally gonna have a legit mortar coming in from the south. I think we are. For the Germans.
I'm gonna guess that's a mortar. I'm definitely gonna guess that's a mortar.
Well, and terrifyingly, there's also a 25-pounder going to be starting to aim at that poor little pack gun. He's just a little boy. Leave Brittany alone. Okay, maybe he's not really that innocent. He's taking a couple things here and there.
He's a bit of a murderer. There's Cromwell coming in. The pack gun's going to be stressed out. Internal fragments on the Cromwell, so that's going to save him for a bit. The other 25-pounder is going to Pound Town.
We have two. Was it? Are they the artillery pieces, or these going to be the Russian wannabes being brought on in?
I'm guessing it was IG-18s. Two IG-18s.
Oh man, okay. Whenever you see the long barrel, I think it's actually going to be a legit armor, like a legit artillery piece. It's one of those changes that really confuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe like Eugene's thinking is that the IG-18 is technically an artillery piece, but it's not the artillery piece that we want. Trust in Seal Division is a support gun.
Very much so. Ooh, and the Panda-Busher not really quite able to hit the universal carrier.
Yeah.
And indeed, yep, Bedford supply truck being brought on in just to make sure that 25-pounder never stops firing, and also to get that Cromwell back up and running. But very low-scoring game so far.
Yes, it's been pretty back and forth. There's been trades here, trades there. I mean, knocking out the Cromwell down south has opened up a lot of ground for Bumblebee Potato, as he's managing to put some pressure down here with the pack gun, especially helping out quite a bit till the 25-pounder blows him up. But yeah, it's still really anyone's game.
It is really hard to hit on the Pack 40 in this game. This thing is such a workhorse.
Yeah, that's a lovely AT gun. It's one of my favorite AT guns in game. It's well priced. It's got good AP. It's got good HE. You know, you can't really go wrong with the Pack 40.
Not to
majority of allied tanks.
Not to derail that entire perspective just now, but the naval buffer barrage, as little as the first one did, the second one did a lot of stress.
Ooh, yeah, that is quite a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Bumblebee doesn't have anything to really exploit this, so he's just gonna allow Jarl Conrad to lick his runes.
Well, he's just trying to be polite. And wow, that IG-18, there's one IG-18's been putting rounds all over the place on top of that universal carrier. Kind of weird to see that happen, actually.
Mm-hmm. The Cromwell's here, and the IG-18s aren't going to scare out the Cromwell before the Cromwell can probably scare them out, I think.
Scare them out, kill them, you know, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. Hey, lad, Cromwell's back. In the meantime, Mortar is going to go and smoke out the road.
We're not gonna mention that.
It kind of worked. It kind of worked. But there are two more Cromwells being brought on in. So the Three Musketeers here, which is kind of, I would imagine, it's kind of heretical to most Englishmen to call it the Three Musketeers. But regardless, we are all over the place. Yeah.
But they're not going to go to Ireland this time.
No, it'd be much more of a new model army kind of going on here.
And the Sherman coming in just to, I don't know, do Sherman things.
March to the sea?
March to the sea, maybe burn Atlanta?
Yes. That was before the days of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And dear God, I just realized that, sometimes we go make some of these jokes and I think to myself, God, we are nerdy. Anybody out there who watches this, I
think a lot of people who play Steel Division are pretty nerdy to begin with.
Yeah, but you know what? I appreciate each and every one of you. So in case you've never felt love before, I love you. It's okay. I mean, I love you too, Rang, but it's a different kind of love. We can't talk about that kind of love on this. P4 to the north. And wait, that Stuart went down, I think, to Fire and Brimstone.
Probably something up, yeah. Probably. And we got a Panzer IV being brought in, and that's going to be a pretty tough customer that can knock out those half-tracks one after the other.
Yeah, but with the Cromwells in the area, I'm not gonna sing again, but oh wait, no, okay. I thought the yellow armor kind of value was behind one of the shaft tracks to the north.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it might have been Stuart from super close range, and I would have said, "Oh dear God, he's gonna be dead." But no, this would be a target-rich environment. In the words of the inimitable Tom Cruise, "Goose, even you could land a shot here." Sort of. I think that's what he said. I might be wrong.
I don't know what you're quoting, to be honest.
Oh,
Is it
Top
like Mission Impossible?
Top Gun.
Oh god damn it! How did I not get a Top Gun reference? Colin, that's like my favorite documentary. I feel terrible now.
Val Kilmer's breakout role, right?
Yeah.
But the P4 is going to get suckered out. These half tracks are just going to completely say, "Hey, look at us. We're very, very juicy." And the Cromwell's going to say, "Hey, bro, are you wearing protection?" And that P4 is going to say, "No, I'm not."
No, they're not. And that Panther 4 is just, he's taking some shots. He's not liking it. The Panther 4, damn, good hit, yeah, but the Sherman's going to come in, and he's going to maybe save the day.
Well, you know, again, as I said, the Americans... Oh, internal fragments, so he's going to die. He's going to die.
Yeah, that Panther 4 is, not going to be pandering much longer. JR88, J7 comes in, my bad. Gets a Chrome, so that's a good kill.
Yes, it is. And the Martyr's actually going to chase back another Cromwell. This is actually too funny. I thought
the rifles. You shooting at the rifles.
He got him. He got him too. But I was waiting for him to be, going up to the heavenly gates there.
I've come late. Okay, so Bumblebee's making some pretty good headway up north. And there's a lot of infantry by Bumblebee with the Panther Strikes and Panda Grenadiers and etc.
And Pioneers and many, many scary things, really.
Yeah, I'm thinking for Bumblebees, we're going to wait for the neighbor. Well, we know the neighbor Earth is already, but doing another neighbor Earth strike and move up is that's usually the best course of action for 17th. You just enable and you move up in the wake of destruction.
As are so many things these days. Now, there is a Cromwell to the south that is causing quite a hassle. And were I the Stovepipe Boys down to the south, I'd be dropping either smoke or fire down on him, if nothing else, to completely confound my enemy, so I could bring the Martyr around and just flank, like, the devil.
Yeah, just suppress him and then go around and let the Martyr around.
Well, very much the tank and spank idea, you know? No, that was a legitimate strategy way back when.
I think like Patton mentioned it in his like tactical memoirs.
Well, if you've watched the movie Patton, you see he performs that action several times.
Oh god, that's nerdy. That's nerdy.
Hey, George C. Scott, you know what? He apparently brought him to life in a way that I think even terrified that man's family.
Yeah.
Motorized rifle leader and dingoes up to the north, but you know what? As good as a Crusader might be at AA, which is to say not that good, there's only so much veterancy you can give to him. Yeah. I mean, you can try to make him cultured, but it's not going to happen.
He has a Crusader he's willing to perform. His Panzer Strikes are just not close enough to, well, Panzer Strike.
Yeah.
Strike Panzers.
Well, we are going to see a lot of death and destruction of those AA Crusader. Yeah, well, the AA Crusader, now he's doing the job as he's actually able to do. And the Panzer Shrek went for the wrong target here. Nebelwerfer going after... Yeah, he's trying desperately to push that guy back.
And he does.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Yeah, Gauge Armored is building up a lot of tanks at this moment. And of course, with Guardian Armored, usually they just build up a massive tank force and then just kind of jumps into a snowball effect. We've also got Mr. Harris being brought in. But Bumblebee's pretty much responding in kind. He's getting a lot of AT weaponry. He's got like the Stug 4 and the Marder 3 down south. He's got Marders up north and probably another Pack 40. Yes, he does. So, and the Panda Rex as well. So it's still pretty even Stephens, I'd say, for force rise.
Except unless you start looking at the weapon quality, at which point it is woefully in the Guard's favor.
Yeah, it's got the Shermans, and the Shermans are pretty good fire support. But infantry, like Bumblebee has pretty good infantry with the pioneers and pounder grenadiers.
You know, JU-87, this guy deserves a lot of props.
Yeah.
He's had like I think he's had 4 or 5 kills pretty easily.
Yeah.
And he's making a side shot at the Sherman. Oh no, he's not, I thought he was gonna get one shot there. I guess not.
Going for the Chrome, I think.
Oh no, he was doing a nice little dippy-do in the air. You know what? If you hadn't been so focused on showboating, you could have gotten a shot off.
Goddamn, y'all really needs to get damn pissed out because this JU-87 is getting a bit ridiculous. I mean, he has so much. I mean, this is into like almost phase C, and he's still flying around willy-nilly like nothing in the road can stop him.
Although there's a lot of machine gun fire being levied his way, and shockingly enough, he's not even trailing smoke.
Yeah.
And another Crusader being brought on in. But if first you don't succeed, below more points.
Yeah, I mean, that was literally the Crusade. I mean, first
oh, yeah, you're right. That's that comes from.
And then the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and then you just end up losing count.
Hey, and you forget the People's one, too. And the Children's. Yes, the Children's Crusade, otherwise known as How They Solved the Orphanage Problem in the Medieval Ages.
Yeah. But then he got kind of lost in the Fourth Crusade and something happened to Constantinople.
Yeah, well, they held on to it for a bit, and they were like, you know what? We don't want it anymore. Give it to the Turks.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what happened in 1453. They sold it, right?
Yeah, they just sold it.
More naval vessels being brought on in, so they better hope that 25 pounder never gets a line on where that's coming from. Like, oh no, he's out of shells. Bedford, get on it, dude.
Yeah, that's not good. You know,
no.
That 25 pounder needs to continue pounding around, and he can't pound without any shots on. Or the Pack 40 on the middle, I think he's going to get a clean shot on that Sherman as he just waltzes right in.
I shot the Sherman, but I did not shoot the crumb.
Oh,
all right, I'm feeling very musical today. I don't know what it is.
You just have your musical bone in you.
I was going to say, I have a song in my heart. The Sherman's going to say, oh, bro, you're out in the open? Well,
Yeah, what's the Pack gun having a hard time shooting? I think he keeps
he was aiming to the north. He was actually going after that rifle squad.
Okay, yeah, because once he loses sight of the Sherman, he just pops up to shoot the infantry squad. It's sometimes a good idea to, like, he hasn't done it now, but turn off the HE ammo on Pack 40s until you need to. Because you don't want to, like, not racing shots from infantry, but, oh god, the neighbor have a strike.
The 42s now as well.
Oh, so, the big boys.
The Sherman's looking kind of raggedy there. He's looking a little bit grey.
If you hang out in that fire a little bit longer, you're gonna get burned.
Yeah, well, he wants some s'mores. I didn't know he couldn't have s'more of nothing, but okay, that was a really bad one. All right, moving along. Let's ignore that. 56-44. Bumblebee Potato is up almost by 650 points.
Yeah, he's just managed to set up a good defensive position. And he's just grinding Guard Armor down. I mean, he's not going to get any, like, major crazy half-track rashes, but he's got good territory control.
Oh, he's got 2 more Opal Blitzes coming in, 1 for each artillery park.
That's good. And these neighbor efforts are helping out a lot. Because this is how you play 17th. You just get crap tons of neighbor efforts, because neighbor efforts solve every problem.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, I mean, apart from aeroplanes, unless you meant, like, shoot an aeroplane that's flying really low and it, like, gets hit by the high explosive damage, the neighbor effort can solve every single problem in game.
Okay, we have one lone Panzerschreck guy running across this field trying to get line of sight on somebody. He might get line of sight on this Crusader. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Here comes a shot. It's up. Oh, he almost nailed it, too.
Oh.
Moving target. That was beautiful. And then the Sherman crushes him. You're a monster. But another long line. It's actually really kind of interesting every now and again. You just see massive swaths of infantry, and at that point you think to yourself, oh, yep, he's got nothing. He's got nobody else in that area, does he?
Yep, he's just he needs to send in the second platoon to try and mop up the job and replace first. And do stuff.
Yeah.
Same with bringing a lot more rifles. And it's damn, he really is just using rifles and like.
Is there a new meta that I'm not aware of?
I don't know, man. I mean, you see it with, like, Pose. Pose, it makes sense to do rifle spam, as the Dragoonies aren't as cost-efficient. always good because they only have the one SMG compared to the two SMGs of the motor rifles, which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, second SMG. But once again, like motor rifles, I think really is the way to go.
P4 is taking his pound of flesh to the north. I'm sorry to cut you off. One Cromwell goes down. And frankly, I feel like consistently here, despite the fact that these massive armor concentrations, it gets bailed out now, but despite the massive armor concentrations, the Germans have been fighting them to a standstill. And the Ju-87's right back in.
It's neighbor raffers. Like, a man's got a big concentration, and it just gets neighbor raff, and then it goes into entire cohesion.
You know what? You're probably right there, but it still is stunning. I mean, we talk consistently.
It's quite literally stunning.
Yeah, no pun intended. Actually, I wasn't even thinking about that either. But if you look at it, I mean, consistently, we just have a constant refresh, let's just say, of Allied vehicles, and every single one of them just seems to get taken out consistently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bumblebee's doing a really good job trading efficiently with Guards Armored and stopping them from getting out, a major blob of forces or push going. I mean, in the middle, like, we got Mr. Harris, we got a Sherman, we got a second Sherman, but he's not being able to do anything with it as, Bumblebee is a pretty good defensive line. I mean, he's got like a Stug 4 behind the tree line, so no one's going to want to move up.
I have a silly, kind of like, very, very precise question, I imagine.
Go ahead.
If the supply truck goes in and he has no munitions, does he still have that big, big boom?
I think it still does. I think it's not coded to depending on the supply level. I think it just makes a big kaboom no matter what.
Okay.
So don't quote me on that.
Oh, because I was wondering, Bumblebee Potato was trying to do that. It's been very interesting. He had been throwing out an empty supply truck and then trying to nail it with a naval buffer strike. He could have been able to actually done some real damage there. It's like a fire ship almost, you know?
Yeah, it's like a fire ship.
And at long last, the Tempest is brought out into the field. Not entirely sure what inspired him to bring it out now, necessarily, but hey, it's out there.
It's out, yeah. It's good that he has. It's very good that he has it, because now he can, if that Ju-87 wants to come out, not going to be a good idea. Yeah, this is actually going pretty well for the old up north. He's managing to make some headway. He's actually getting pretty close to the neighbor Earth pack, but yeah, it's a pack 43.
Yeah, I was going to say, 40. He's not going to want to be anywhere close to that.
Yeah, that pack 43 does not mess around.
No.
Like, it sees tank, a tank usually dies if you can get a second hit.
Yeah. And there's a second one coming to the south as well. He's going to post it way down to the south. There's going to be no end rush down the southern side of the map either.
Yeah, it was pack 43s are such fun AT guns to use. As you know, AT guns always seem so a bit flimsy sometimes. Like, I don't get like the first shot hit that you desperately need. But pack 43, it doesn't care. It will hit. It will hit efficiently and effectively.
Mm-hmm. It sure will.
Yeah, in the middle, we got kind of a push going from Jarl. It seems like he's really trying to. I mean, yeah, Jarl actually has a pretty good armored force now compared to Bumblebee's Potatoes line. Like, in the middle, it's just pack 40 and the Marder 3.
Except the Marder 3 has a perfect line of sight down the road and kills a Sherman in one hit. Other than that, I completely agree with you. Yeah. And the pack 43, pack 40 is coming around the side as well, so that's going to be really, really bad. But Harris does take out the Stug. Yeah. So, tit for tat.
That's going to open up the southern flank until the pack 43 comes around. At the same time, you just have to pound the pack 43 to hand them back with the 25-pounder.
Yep. And a fresh rush of more troops are being brought on, and more P-Grens, I imagine, at this point.
Yeah, there's the P-Grens, and I think there's one leader. Like a P-Gren Pioneers. It's some infantry, yeah,
it's a taken hold.
Origin.
It's a taken hold at this point.
Yeah.
And there we go with no more Tempest. The skies are clear for the Ju-87 to come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's come back in now. Okay, so he bought another Tempest. Question is, can he take out Harris?
That'd be a good kill if he can kill Mr. Harris.
Nope, he's not going to. Nope. He's not going to. He's smoking already. I won't be surprised if he doesn't get taken out by the ground fire, let alone everybody else.
And there's no AAE to protect Bumblebee, so bye-bye Ju-87. I mean, he's done pretty damn well for himself, so
he deserved to go home.
Yeah, he managed to crash into his front lines at least, so maybe he has a good chance of, going home.
If he's making it out of that, I'm giving him a medal.
Yeah, you never see. No units had to see like parachute out of the airplanes. That's be pretty cool if you could actually see parachutes.
Just the occasional one, just like once in a really long while, because parachuting was not easy.
No, it was not. I mean, it's not like you have to like make a mechanic. You get like a pilot unit.
Oh no.
No, but it'd be cool to see like a parachute come out of an airplane every now and again.
Yeah.
Still Division 2, please.
Yeah, I don't know if they're seeking feedback on that, but folks, feel free to let them know in the forums that we want pilots.
We want parachuting capabilities.
Well, the grand finale looks like we're gonna have just naval rifles firing in every direction. So despite the fact that they had such a brutal force up top, they're not gonna go anywhere with it. If it's infantry, it gets blown to pieces. If it's a tank or a vehicle, it's gonna get stressed out for quite a bit of time.
Yeah, and Bumblebee, I mean, he has quite a good point advantage over
Yes.
So he's, I mean, it's only 9 minutes left. It's going to be very tough for y'all to make a breakthrough, really. I mean, he's managing to get a more critical mass of force compared to Bumblebee, but Bumblebee just has good positions.
Yep. And therein lies the rub so often with the Guards Armored. Yes, you have a huge amount of units, but you have to use them in a timely fashion. You can't do the Montgomery attack.
No. You can't be 30 core and come in late.
Yes. And going full Monty is even worse, because at that point they slap you through felony for, indecent exposure. As happened, as you might have seen up here over a few seconds ago, the Pac 43 and the Sherman.
Oh, yeah.
Who was showing his keister and deservedly died for it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that Pac 43?
Down south, it probably got sent to Pound Town.
Ooh, gotcha. Well, and at long last, that Grenadier squad that was sitting way off to the west, almost behind enemy lines, he has finally bought the farm. But he's been given a huge amount of territory and control, and a sexton's being brought on in as well. So with 8 minutes left to go in the match, if it goes full term, not sure why now was the time to bring the sexton in. I would have thought that would have been a good thing early on, even before the 25-pounder. But maybe he didn't go until the Phase C, so maybe that's a possibility. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's a sexton.
Well, you always want God on your side, right?
Yeah, I think the Germans had it as a logo. Gottmittens.
Yes, Gottmittens, you're absolutely right there.
Yeah, put them on the bloody belt buckles and everything.
And, jeez, good. We have at least one more artillery strike to kind of play the 1812 Overture. And it's when there's 4 of these guys, it is just terrifying.
Ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, too bad Jarl hasn't been trying to do some counter battery action.
Yes.
It's really just the neighbor uppers that have stopped him from doing anything up north. Like every time he moves around up north, neighbor uppers just go, no.
Okay, there's a 232 up here. I think he's gonna freak out the Sherman. Get in there. Oh, I was gonna say, get in there. Oh, no, and I thought I was gonna shoot him from the back. He might have gotten him, but no. So close, yet so far.
Maybe a side shot?
Maybe a rear shot. Is he gonna get it from the keister? Nope, he's gonna go over his own flames.
Yeah, and that's gonna stress him out. Through the fire and the flames.
I was wanting to make the joke, and I was like, I don't want to do it. Oh, but an SPW coming in as is another Stug 4, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much a nail in the coffin over here. I don't think Jarl's coming back from this one. So yeah, Viking blood gets cooled.
Yeah, and yeah, Bumblebee just played it well, played it defensively, held his ground, and that's just really got to do against Guard Armored. I mean, it wasn't crazy, pushes or whatnot. He just got a +1, held a +1, your neighbor up and everything to have him back. Which is how you play 17. If you just neighbor up everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's how you do it, man. Neighbor Ruffers are great. You can't go wrong with Neighbor Ruffers, Panther Ruffers, Ruff Rammons. Anything that can Ruff is a good unit.
Beautiful Werfer.
Bro, look at the kills.
I know, I'm surprised it's actually basically bang on even.
Yeah, only 10 points in Bumblebee's favour. I want to look at the kills real fast. 25-pounder did pretty good, knocking out 4 anti-tank guns.
Yep. Yeah, but they're all pack 4. Oh no, one of the pack 43s. That's the one down to the south. That's what it was.
And Sherman did pretty decent. Looking at losses, pack 40 did good. Ju-87.
I was a Ju-87's got 4 kills.
That's worthwhile for him. The Marder Freeze did pretty damn good. A Pioneer Squad, Mr. Nat. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Yes, word.
The A with the dots over it. Remember, whenever you see folks out there, German listen for you. If you ever see a vowel with the 2 dots over it and it's German, it means A-E-U-E-I-E-O-E.
Oh.
Yes. So that's just adding an E after that.
Oh, okay. Natska.
Yeah, Nietzsche.
Nature.
He's out in the trees. He was in the trees. You saw that.
He's just hanging out. That's neat. But overall, yeah, Bumblebee has just played out well.
Yes, he did.
Played their divisions,
solidly.
Divisionally. They're solidly. I mean, that's how you do it.
So, this is not the finals for this tournament, is it?
No, it's kind of. I believe the structure of this is more like a round robin type thing.
So folks, we're definitely going to be having, I think, some more games from this tournament for you.
Yeah. Just as they come.
Yeah, exactly. And I think hopefully we'll get some more line on the postseason for Steel Division Season 2 closing as well. And yeah. All right, folks. In that case, then I'm gonna call it quits. Rang, how about you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sounds good. All right, folks. I'm gonna tune out for now. Until next time, I'm Con Ulrich. Wow.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.